You know, the others. What?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Queer Peer Reviews, where we review queer media good, bad, and ugly. I'm your host, Jamie. Today with me is my co-host, Pam. And it is the holiday season. It is our last episode of 2024.
Yeah.
And we are reviewing LAST EXMAS.
Is it LAST EXMAS?
Yeah. So LAST EXMAS is available on Amazon Prime to rent or to buy, and we rented it and watched it together.
Yes.
It is basically this lesbian rom-com, which was produced by Unsolicited Project and directed by Sarah Rotella.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about two exes, as you can kind of guess by the title, named Maggie and Jules. It starts off with their whole backstory, how they became exes. They dated in high school, but...
Yeah, they dated for 2
Yeah.
years in high school.
But,
and then they crossed paths again
Yeah.
10 years later.
They dated for 2 years in high school, but Maggie kept Jules a secret this entire time. Everybody knew Maggie was gay,
Yeah.
but nobody knew she was dating Jules because Jules wasn't exactly, like, a cool kid, and Maggie was, like, trying to become prom queen or something.
Yeah, she was very superficial, like very surface level, and that was her whole reason for not wanting to tell people, because she cared so much about what other people thought. And
Yeah.
didn't want to risk losing the prom queen spot, so...
Such a stupid reason to break up with somebody.
The way I rolled my eyes, I was literally face palming the whole time.
I was like, what? That is such a stupid reason to break up with somebody.
Especially since they had been dating for like 2 years at that point.
Yeah, so I think I was like Team Jules since like the very beginning of the film, and I was like a Maggie hater, and sorry, I was a Maggie hater since the very beginning
Her
of this
character
movie.
was written in a very unlikable way, for sure.
Yeah.
Even her mannerisms of like shifting the blame onto Jules when she would constantly be the one messing up.
Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, Jules was like a, I guess, workaholic or studyaholic in school, but still, like, she's been kept a secret for 2 years.
Mistakes were made on both ends, but
Yeah.
I feel like Maggie really screwed up things more than once.
Yeah, so basically this breakup happens right before college, and they don't see each other for 10 years. Maggie becomes this actress, and Jules becomes a chef, and this movie, I think the most realistic part of this movie is the small town behavior that goes on.
Yeah.
Like, Maggie became an actress, like I said, but she was just in a car commercial for, like, whatever car company, and suddenly the town's like, oh my god, she is a star, she's so famous. But that is so realistic, because if you come from a small town, you get that.
Jules is so dedicated to her work that she was kind of like shoving it in Maggie's face, like, oh yeah, I have a book and I'm the best chef on the Upper West Side and stuff like that.
Well, the reason why they see each other again is because, like, the city, like, during the holidays, they come back and the city wants to give them, like, the key to the city, or, like, the mayor wants them
So underwhelming.
to have it.
But the the moment of both of them bumping into each other and, like, the awkwardness in that one scene was captured beautifully. I was cringing right along.
I was like, oh my god, I feel like that's exactly how I would act if I saw my ex, like, after a long time. Like, oh my god, why are you here?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, this is a rom-com, and it's a Christmas movie, so like almost all Christmas movies, I feel like it's very hard to be original. I feel like all Christmas stories kind of go the same way. Like, the two, character A and B, they always wind up falling in love if they're not already in love.
Right. But I feel like this one was different because not only was there a time gap, but they were trying to achieve the classic Christmas story, but obviously make it a lesbian couple. And, like, they didn't kill them off, which was good.
Don't kill you off your gays. Stop it.
Neither one of them, like, had an affair, and there wasn't, like, a ton of drama in the sense of something really drastic happening to their livelihoods.
There wasn't a ton of drama.
Well, there was drama, but, like, compared to other movies where one of them is like killed off, or one of them has a family member that is
I don't know
with some disease.
I don't know any in gay Christmas movies where somebody's killed off.
In a lot of lesbian media, they are.
But make it Christmas and they survive. But speaking of drama, this whole movie could have been just like plain, the two exes go their separate ways, but it's not for that character who I hated at first, but I wound up being like, yo, she's my favorite character, Lola. Miss Lola, she is like, she tried to bring these two exes back together. She was the life of the party. She gave me life. She was so funny. She was really funny.
She said she loves you. I mean, said hi to you.
No, she didn't.
Hi.
Who said she wasn't going to be here today?
Did
You hated her. I loved her.
I'm not gonna say anything mean. Like, I get why they added Lola in, because if it wasn't for Lola, these two wouldn't have gotten together by any means.
They wouldn't have gotten together. And honestly, I don't think they should have gotten together.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I feel like this is,
They were chaotic together.
I feel like this is Happiest Season all over again.
Yeah.
Where they kind of get together, and at the end, you're kind of hoping for them not to get together because of, like, things, like, you're realizing about each person why they shouldn't be a couple anymore.
I feel like they just weren't compatible in high school. Definitely not. And then as adults, they still weren't.
Yeah,
because Maggie, at the end of the day, she's always thinking about herself. And Jules, in a way, was always thinking about herself, too. So it's like, okay, then just respectively do your own things, go your own way.
And then you have Maggie's ex, who's in the band, like the most recent ex, Vivian, or Vi. She shows up out of the blue after Jules and Maggie start connecting. They wind up kissing.
Yeah.
So later that day, or after they agreed to have like a date for the first time, Vi shows up. And she's like, hey, I want you back. I'm in love with you. Look, I'm going on tour. I want you to come with me.
And it's like, girl, what do you mean you're in love with her? Like, it's only been 3 months. And although I understand
this is
the
a
line,
lesbian Christmas story. This is
she
lesbians.
was all like, oh, well, 3 months is 5 years in lesbian time.
Which it is.
No, it's not.
How long did it take us to say I love you?
It's not the same.
Not 3 months.
Not the same. You could tell that it was a surface level relationship. So I'll just cap it at that.
But anyway.
I'm keeping it real.
But anyway, Maggie agrees to go on tour with Vivian. And like that should have been the end of that.
Yeah.
Because later Vivian proposes.
Yeah.
Vivian proposes.
The way we were like, no.
Like, why?
No.
You could have just left it at that.
Yeah.
You could have just left it at that, and I feel like the story could have been over. They would have went on tour with each other.
Like, why did she have to propose?
She was just so in love. It was just the lesbian U-Haul timeline. And speaking of U-Hauls, I love how I applaud them for like just inserting a U-Haul all throughout this film. Like, Lola recently moved, but she's somehow driving this U-Haul for like days on end. Like, way after they've officially moved.
Do you think Lola actually moved? Or do you think it was just her way of getting the two together and trying to spy on them?
I don't know, Lola's a wild card.
Lola is a wild card. I mean, she admitted it herself at the end of the movie, just like, yeah, I'm super nosy.
I think that whole town was nosy. The whole town, as soon as, like, you heard, as soon as something happened, like, when they kissed.
Yeah.
And
oh, they kissed. Oh my gosh, did you hear?
This movie,
They kissed.
this movie was full of such small town behavior.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I found it, like, really funny at times.
It was charming. It was charming for sure.
I like what they did in the beginning and the end of the movie. It kind of reminded me of those scenes from Mean Girls where it's like, when everyone's talking about Regina George.
Oh my
But they're
gosh.
talking about Maggie and they're talking about Jules.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like referencing like that type of shot from Mean Girls, but
Maybe. If so, we're here for it. We are here for it. I will say, I think it was... I like the way Jules' character was written.
Team Jules.
Maggie was unlikable as a character, but she was a good character for the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, obviously we were rooting for Jules this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to the actress that played Maggie, but Team Jules, I don't think Maggie and Jules should have ended up together.
Nah.
Maybe Maggie and Vivian. I don't know. I feel like they had a little bit more chemistry.
I feel like it, for me personally, it's just like the fact that after 10 years, they like play catch up and apologize, and then that led to them making out.
Yeah, honestly, if that was me, I would have had beef. I would have had beef forever. I would have,
Well, they did have beef. They wanted to actively like get on each other's nerves.
I know, but I wouldn't have forgiven that. Couldn't have been me.
There's a whole city out there for you, Jules. Make the right choice. Another point we wanted to make was there was drag caroling.
I loved that.
That was really cool.
It's like their family tradition. Well, Maggie's family tradition. They just go around town in drag, just Christmas caroling. And then, like, Maggie winds up going to Jules' house.
Yeah.
And she's like, she won't recognize me. And she's just in the back, like, with her drawn on list.
That was Karma doing her job.
That was embarrassing. I felt the secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
But in the end, they wind up going drag caroling together with her family.
I thought that was a really cute, those were cute scenes, but also like the concept, the idea was really original of them.
Yes, I've
never seen that in a Christmas movie at all.
A Queersmas?
Christmas movie.
Queersmas.
I talk too fast.
Merry Queersmas. But anyway, let's get to our ratings. So let's get to our ratings. First up is representation.
For representation, we give it
I give it a 4.
I gave it a 5. Why the 4?
Perfect 5.
Yes, I think there were a lot of lines, there was a lot of character development that can be super relatable for a lot of different people, and like personality traits and stuff that are relatable. Yeah, no, I thought it was for a classic Christmas movie take, but make it gay, this was pretty good. I liked it.
I give it a 4 because is it the best form of lesbian representation? Not exactly, but it's not bad. I feel like it was very like stereotypical.
Okay.
There's a lot of stereotypes that were fit in there. I love the inclusion of the U-Haul. The whole girlfriend of 3 months suddenly proposing was very...
Is that a stereotype though?
I mean, they should have been married by 3 months, so they're kind of behind.
Then I guess we're behind.
We're very behind. But yeah, no, like it's not bad. It's not bad representation, but I would just say I feel like there's better ways to portray a lesbian relationship. Also, I don't think they should have gotten together at the end.
Yeah, I second that.
I feel like realistically, she would not have accepted Maggie's apology.
Next up, queer comfort.
And for queer comfort, I'm giving it a 4 again.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. I give it a 4. Again, it's a Christmas movie. They're all supposed to be corny, cutesy. I feel like, there was a little bit of toxic going on in the beginning and then again towards like the end. But overall, I feel like it was enjoyable, like with all like the jokes and the stereotypes. Like they were very funny. I feel like this is something like one of your guilty pleasure Christmas movies where you're just like, oh, classic Lola.
Okay.
Classic Lola, even though Lola was straight, but she was my queer comfort character.
We don't know if she was straight.
Lola?
Make a second movie about Lola. I gave it a 3 because I was a little overwhelmed.
Why were you overwhelmed?
There was a lot going on.
Want to know who was also funny? The mom.
The mom
Jules'
was so funny.
Jules' mom
Give her
was
an
so
Oscar already.
She's like, oh, no, that was Maggie's mom. I'm talking about Jules' mom. Jules' mom, when like she interrupted them, she like came back in for a pen and she realized she was interrupted. Oh, my bad. I don't need a pen. I can just use a needle and my blood.
Yeah, like Jules' mom was hardcore.
Talking about farting on dates.
Yeah, and special items
that require batteries.
Okay, but honestly, I also give it a 3 because there were these jokes. They were really smart, well written. Especially with Jules' mom out of all people, and she's straight. I wish that they had encapsulated the experience a little bit more in the sense of maybe a few more smooches. Maybe a cute makeout scene or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like there wasn't a lot of spice. There wasn't a lot of longing. It was just like a few looks here and there. Like, I didn't feel the build-up as much.
Yeah, like, I think the only real build-up was when they were in that attic.
Yeah, and that wasn't, like, long enough. But
anyway,
that's just me.
We can talk about this more in our next topic.
Oh.
Next up is writing.
So, for writing, we give it a... What'd you give it?
3.8.
0.8?
I don't think... Okay. Here's the thing. The writing wasn't bad. I feel like it had a lot of potential. But when it comes to originality, I feel like that's what cut it down. And I feel like it's very hard for Christmas movies to be very, very original.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with this movie, especially considering, like, it's queer, it's about lesbians, it's about these two exes, and it takes us on a whole journey. But I feel like, again, a lot of Christmas movies fit this cookie cutter mold, and this isn't a jab at the writer themselves.
No, not at all. I think
feel like
they
it's
could have
just hard.
expanded.
Yeah. Everybody wants that happy ending in a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really given any Christmas movies that high of like a writing score.
Okay, that's fair. I gave it a 4 because I feel like the writing was really smart. There were a few parts of the dialogue where it was kind of waning a little bit, or maybe it was just the execution of it that could have been a little stronger, but the writing was good. I think it was that one scene where they're in the diner and they're kind of like, oh, I've got some boxes in that I need to put in the back before the attic scene. And like it just felt a little awkward, like something wasn't meshing right. I don't know. I feel like for the writing and potentially the expansion of the banter and jokes and like character development / passion built between Maggie and Jules, maybe nurturing that a little bit stronger would have changed the portrayal of it, like the execution of
I got you.
And last, our overall feelings towards the film.
And for our overall feelings towards Last Xmas, I give it a 4.
I gave it a 4.2. I love how I forgot my number.
You're like, huh?
Huh?
But anyway, yeah, this is a Christmas movie.
This is a Christmas movie that is definitely sapphic. And like Jamie mentioned, it has the stereotypes. It's got the Christmas feeling and energy and like decor and stuff.
Yeah.
It was an indie production, so kudos to them because it is not easy.
It is not easy, and we have to support smaller artists. We can't just support like the big Christmas films that are produced by Netflix and Hulu and all of those, like Happy Season, Single All the Way, like all those. Those are all great movies.
I
great
also think
movies, but
it's impressive that they got on like Amazon Prime and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like, 5 or 10 years ago, this would have only been on a platform like YouTube or
Vimeo.
Yeah,
or
and like
Tubi. Anything can get on Tubi.
Or like just indie, like on someone's website and like promoted through socials or stuff like that.
Yeah, so definitely kudos to them.
Yeah.
Support small artists. Support small queer artists.
That would be awesome.
All right, so it is time for our QPR total. Last Xmas gets an 80, which is a B. Yay!
Good job.
But yeah, shout out to Unsolicited Project and Sarah Rotella for creating this film for us.
I think they just released it. If it wasn't last year, it was this year.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw some promo videos from like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it just dropped very recently.
Yeah.
So you should go watch it.
On Amazon Prime. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else, but it is on Amazon Prime.
And I recognized the camera person in the movie as one half of the duo that makes up Unsolicited Project's YouTube channel. So go support them as well.
Link
Because
in the bio.
they... I was a baby gay when I discovered their channel. I was like
Aww.
12, I think. And yeah, they're really awesome representation. They make some really great, well edited and like solid topic videos about our community. So
Yeah.
go support them.
Yeah, we need lots of more gay Christmas movies in our lives, even though we're not reviewing them anymore for this year of QPR. Maybe if you send us some in our comments or wherever, we'll review them for next Christmas season. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Queer Peer Reviews. Happy holidays. Link in our bio for our social media, our Ko-Fi, and all these other fun things that you can find. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
See you next year. Bye.